but you always remind me you're the only one who brings me peace. You're the only one who brings me peace. I'm so forgetful, but you always remind me you're the only one who brings me peace. You're the only one who brings me peace. So I come, Lord, I come, I come, Lord, I come to tell you I love you, to tell you I need you, to tell you there's no better place for me than in your arms, to tell you I'm sorry for running in circles, for placing my focus on the waves, not on your face. You're the only one who brings me peace. You're the only one who brings me peace. I'm so forgetful, but you always remind me you're the only one who brings me peace. You're the only one who brings me peace. So I come, Lord, I come, I come, Lord, I come to tell you I love you, to tell you I need you, to tell you there's no better place for me than in your arms, to tell you I'm sorry for running in circles, for placing my focus on the waves, not on your face. You're the only one who brings me peace. You're the only one who brings me peace in the storm. In the storm. I'm so forgetful, but you always remind me you're the only one who brings me peace. You're the only one who brings me peace.
Good morning. Glad I could be with you this morning. I see we have a couple people here, which is good news, right? I see Chris Connolly. Look at there here. Look at this. Chris Connolly. How you doing, Chris Connolly? Nice to have you with me. And this Facebook user here is, I believe, Bert Reggiani. How you doing, Bert? Nice to see you today. Watching yesterday's devotion, I watched both of them. That was kind of a unique, weird little setup that had two of them battle of the morning devotions. had something that really struck me as we were, and I've always thought this, but ever see people that are really, really troubled and and they seem to be mad at God, and sometimes they'll say, God just doesn't understand what I'm going through. And I thought yesterday after listening to that, I'm thinking, Jesus was betrayed by his best friends. He was crucified. He was suffered on a cross. He had his church, the church turn on him, and the leaders of the church executed him. I can't help but think that he probably went through everything that all of us go through in a lifetime in a matter of a couple days. And for me, I can't help believe that Jesus kind of understands exactly what we're going through. But that was yesterday. That just struck me, and I had to repeat it. Today's verse was a little weird because it's in the middle. By itself, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It just basically tells you about you. But you don't, unless you go forward or backwards, it doesn't really have as much meaning, I guess, is what I would say. Today's verse is 1 Peter 4:3. And I don't know how to do this other than to go backwards and forwards. So let me pull up something real quick here, because this is one of those that no, we don't need to pull it up. It's basically pretty simple. It's Jesus. Peter is talking about verse 1 and 2. It says that because Christ suffered and we will suffer, we don't live in earthly lives for human desires. And today's verse is pretty simple. It just says, for you have spent enough time in the past doing what pagans choose to do, living in debauchery, lust, drunkenness, orgies, carousing in detestable idolatry. Okay. I think basically when we live as pagans, that's what God sees. But because Christ suffered and we will suffer, we don't live that way anymore. I love how the context helps this verse. But then I looked at the second one, the one right afterwards, verse 4. And it said, for they are surprised that you not join them in their reckless, wild living, and they heap abuse on you. Who of us hasn't gone through that? Who hasn't made a drastic change in their life? Be it drinking or dating. When you're dating, you have a tendency to hang out with all their girlfriends' friends. It's a group, but once you break up, you basically lose all your friends that you were, or she loses all her friends. Well, somebody loses them anyway. But it's different. Who of us didn't see a change in our friends when we first were born again, when we first started really seriously following our faith? There were certain people that you knew you couldn't be around. They didn't fit. It wasn't part of God's plan. Myself, as a teenager, as a young adult, I was pretty out of control. I lost my dad at an early age. My mom worked late hours, so it allowed me a lot of free time to get into a lot of trouble. And I did a little bit. I was drinking heavy. I drank a lot. And I was yet 20 years old. one day, my life changed and I stopped. I was convinced at that time that it was my ingenious thought that I was drinking too much and living the wrong life. It took me years to realize that somebody intervened. But that's not the story that I'm trying to tell here. The story is when that happened, my friends didn't understand. They kept offering me drinks. They kept inviting me to parties, go out to the bar. In their mind, something was wrong with me. In their mind, it was weird. How do you just stop doing what you're doing? Yet, it had to change. My friends slowly became distant. Their lifestyle and my lifestyle didn't fit. I didn't run away from them. I didn't chase them, but they were the ones that found a problem with it. And I think this is what the verse is trying to tell us. They were surprised that you do not join them in their reckless, wild living, in the heap abuse on you. And I can't say they abuse me. Of course, I'm sometimes difficult to abuse. But I can say that it was different. And I can say that we slowly and surely weren't friends anymore. And I lost people that were part of my life. What do we do about that, right? It was a change for the better. Just like our losing, when we gain a whole new set of friends when we go to church. It's just part of us. I think that's why Tom and I are working so hard on these life groups coming up here in the future, because it is so important to surround yourself with healthy, safe people that understand what you're living and what you're going through, that understand that you're not gonna get through what you're going through by carousing in wild living. I think that we have a better plan. I pray this was a blessing to you today. It's not always easy talking about yourself, and for me anyway. But I thought it was an important message. You're going to live a different life. You'll probably be abused for it or challenged by the people that you're surrounded by. The key is you keep living that better life and doing what God has asked you to do. I pray this has been a blessing to you. And let's see who else came on before I sneak out of here. It looks like, hi, Tom. Oh, never pressure when Tom's watching. And Facebook user, I believe, is Ken Gooch. It's been a blessing, guys. I can't tell you how much I enjoy doing this on Friday. I will see you again next Friday. It seems that Tim Morton and I have switched again. So I will be back next Friday with another devotion. Thank you, and God bless.